Hi, lovely people. So, you know what? The sun was out today, and I thought it was warm, but it's not warm. Just because the sun's out does not mean it's warm. So then, my whole self got cold, and I had to come in and have a hot brandy, like the other day. Brandy cures a lot of things. I haven't been to the place where I get that other brandy that I like. What's that one called, Jillian? The
I don't
other one
know.
that we couldn't find at the Cub Liquor. But this is a good one just in case. Plus the bottle is really pretty. Anywho, so today we're having brandy and we're going to make a chicken. I will probably do more videos of how to roast a chicken in the future. I can't remember how I learned this particular technique. It's probably a little bit of a combination of something like a Martha Stewart and then something much more practical and less fancy. But this is how I do it. Okay, so I like either the organic whole chickens from Costco, or this one is one of those Amish chickens from Kowalski's. This one's kind of small, but I washed it and everything, and then I'm just putting it in the big pot like this, okay? So, can you see with that there?
Yeah.
Okay, so mainly you put a bunch of stuff in with the chicken to give you the flavor for the broth later. Jillian, are you
It's Corona.
sick? Oh, crap. All right, we'll put extra garlic
You
in.
could probably move the pot to the left.
Huh?
Move the pot that way.
This is the right.
Yep.
Or I can just put it back here. Easier. Okay, so I like a lot of onion, and so I'm basically doing it kind of like if you were going to make a turkey for Thanksgiving and you put a lot of stuff inside the chicken or the turkey. But basically, this is the prep technique that you could literally do this in 5 minutes. I had to make broth really fast one time, and I came home, I had 5 minutes. I snapped a bunch of carrots, celery, cut up a couple onions, garlic, shoved it all in there, and that's basically what we're doing, but I'm slowing it down because it's time for brandy. All right, so you leave the peel on the onions. Just cut up like 2 onions, throw them in there. I had one of these little tiny garlic that I don't want to deal with taking the paper stuff off, so I just sort of cut it in a quarter, like a head of garlic. So there's probably like 6 cloves of garlic. I'm going to stuff a couple inside the chicken, the rest I'm just throw in there. Then I had like a 2-inch chunk of ginger root that it was just not going anywhere good, so we're putting that in there. And then the other half of my lemon that I put in my brandy, I'm kind of thinking, should I put it in there? Maybe I'll just
like a slice of it, not too much.
I'll put this in my brandy and this in my chicken. So I'm just going to squeeze it in there. Here's the thing. Don't put this inside your chicken, because after it's done roasting, you're going to want to take this out or it's going to make your broth bitter. Okay? So just put it like right at an easy place to find. All right, this seems like a lot of carrots, but like 3 or 4 carrots, it doesn't matter. I already snapped those in half. The celery, yeah, it is kind of snappable, but usually I keep some celery and carrots and whatever is getting kind of gross in the freezer so that when I'm making broth, I can throw that all in here. This is like 4 or 5 stalks of celery. I try to keep these leafy things down a little lower because they can kind of burn in the oven. Okay, so those are going to go in there. This chicken is a little on the puny side, but that's okay. The veggies are going to be very friendly with it, and it's going to all work out. So I'm putting my chicken up a little higher. Some of those veggies are going underneath. I'll show you once I get the stuff in there. And then I'm just putting these potatoes on the top around the edges because I'll pick these out. These don't stay in when we're making the broth, but when we're eating some chicken meat, these are so yummy because they get all crispy and perfect. And these, I think, where did I get these?
Lens.
Oh yeah,
No,
Lens.
yeah.
Lens. I think it was only like $1.99 for a bag of them, so that was lovely. So, okay, so here's what we have. This chicken with the celery and carrots and onion and some of that stuff stuck in there, not the lemon stuck inside. Then some potatoes around the outside. You could even put whole potatoes around there. It doesn't matter. This is not an exact science, much like my other cooking. All right. So here's what I like. Avocado oil because, and there's no water in here. That's not how we're doing it. Avocado oil because it doesn't smoke or smell weird when you get it too hot. So I'm putting a good amount. Put it on the potatoes, put it on the chicken. Everybody needs that. Okay. Then you want to kosher it a little bit. Remember when we had that one person over that we didn't have any of the salt for the driveway? And he goes, well, we could just kosher it. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
We'll talk about it later.
I don't know who it is.
All right. We'll keep that on the DL. So I like a lot of salt, especially the kosher. And here's something amazing that everybody should have. And the next time we get out to buy some stuff, I think we'll get some of this from the Kowalski's. Kowalski's Special Blend. I don't know what the hell's in this, but it's really good. And it looks so beautiful on top of your chicken. I know all you people that make chickens have really fancy recipes. This is not that kind of cooking video. This is more just so we can hang out, have a brandy, and make a chicken. When it comes to seriously educational chicken making, then go to marthastewart.com. Okay, so look at that. Can you zoom in or is that zoomed?
That's all I can do.
Okay, gorgeous. Really pretty chicken. What we're gonna do is this. I have the oven already turned on to 420 degrees. The rack is on the low down place. So we're gonna put this in. How do I always set the timer for this? 9999. Because that's how I do it. So what were you saying?
1, 2, 3, 4. 12 minutes.
That would only be 12 minutes. We need 9999. So this is a smaller chicken. Sometimes I let it go longer than an hour and a half. This one might be done just after an hour and 15, I would say. So the key is no liquid goes in here. You don't cover it. And the oven temperature is like 420. If I had a huge chicken or it was partially still frozen inside, I'd put it at 425 and I'd have it in there for an hour and a half to 2 hours. Remember that one time when we were at the choir concert? And I remembered that I had the frickin' chicken in the oven and I had thought about turning the oven off and leaving it in there or taking it out right before we left. And we had some sort of fashion crisis. And so then we left and I left the oven going with the chicken in the oven. Remember? Oh, sweet Jesus. And then I had to call Peggy and have Peggy come over and turn off the dang oven. And she took it out and she's like, oh, it looks fine. It looks fine. It had been in there for like, what, 3.5, 4 hours. It was a charcoal frickin' briquette. So I put the whole mess in the Instant Pot, and that's going to be a different video when we talk about the broth making. But it actually turned into fine broth, but there was no way I was going to eat that sinewy shit because it was dried up and nasty. This is going to be beautiful. So when you take this out, it will look like Martha frickin' Stewart made it. It's beautiful. Nice coating with oil, the kosher, and the Kowalski's Special Blend. I said special sauce to the Kowalski guy. He had no idea what I was talking about. Okay, so I'm gonna put it in the oven and we're gonna check back in an hour and a half or about there. The way that you know it's ready to come out is when you can wiggle the leg and it's really loose, just like with a turkey. Hello. This one's a really small one, so I'm gonna check it slightly early. And if you can like pull on the leg bone and the whole thing comes out, then, you know, it's too late. Get a pizza. Okay, so we'll come back in a little bit right when I'm taking it out so you can see how pretty it is, okay? Hi, look. All right. Are you excited? Jillian, are you?
Yeah.
Holy crap, I almost burned my face off. All right, look. Look at that. Ooh, if you could smell that, plus the sizzle. Don't look at my dirty oven. Okay, that's gorgeous. Look at that. Right? So there's lots of juices in there, yummy stuff happening. I left it in there for the full hour and a half so the leg is nice and wiggly. I have to keep these on here because I'm so dumb I forget. And then I accidentally touch it and forget how hot it is. So here's what you do. Take the potatoes out with the tongs, put them in a bowl. Then, I don't like the skin. Jillian, do you? Sometimes. It has all the good stuff on it. But I take that off and I just cut the meat out that I want, flip it over, take off the thigh, the legs, whatever, and put that in a bowl, okay? Then, while this is still hot and I've taken all the good meat and everything off of it, I dump it in the Instant Pot. I don't know anything about this except for how to make broth. So don't ask me, but they do have a Facebook following and the thing is called Potheads on Facebook. So you dump all the stuff that's in here, except what is the one thing we're taking out?
The lemon.
Yes. Why are we taking it out?
Because it'll make the broth bitter.
Bitter. Bad. So we take that crap out. And then what you put in here with all this stuff is a bunch of water up to the fill point on this, which is like 1.5 inches, 2 inches from the top. Then put a good healthy splash of apple cider vinegar and a couple of bay leaves. Okay, then literally, watch how easy this is. I plugged it in, that's all I've done. Then, this one, you push broth, 1 hour and 45 is what automatically comes up for the middle setting, and the keep warm setting is what I do. You don't have to do the keep warm setting if you want it to be ready in 1 hour or 2 hours, basically. So now it's already heating up and ready to go. I'm not really ready for that yet. Don't rush me. But when I am, I'll just plug it in, hit broth, dump this in there, dump a bunch of water in there, bay leaf, 2 bay leaves, and a good splash of apple cider vinegar, and let that go. This is so much easier than doing it on the stove. It's not quite as yummy a broth, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to make it into it's going to be cream of potato with chicken soup, although I'm running low on heavy whip. So, anyway, that's kind of what I'm thinking. In the next couple days, we'll make it into something fun. And I hope this helps. Call me if you have any questions or if you have any brandy. Okay, peace out. Love you.